Continuing in the advanced features of the tabular model, we'll now look at perspectives. Perspectives are like database table views. They help slim down the available columns or measures to pick from in reporting tools. In a nutshell, it is a viewable subset of data. To the end user, the full displaying of all dimension attribute hierarchies as well as measures can be daunting. The user might get frustrated when using the model if he or she cannot trust it. When a dimension is displayed with an unrelated measure, some numbers do not look correct. You can create many perspectives. We will create a reseller and internet sales perspective to show how to create this option, and this will assist the end users. The other examples could be a sales perspective, promotion, products, or even geographical data. We will now look at a demonstration of a perspective. We will first start by launching SQL Server Data Tools. Once the application is open, we'll open up an existing solution. File, Open, Project or Solution, and we're going to look at our VentureWorks Data Warehouse 2014 solution. Once it's opened up, we will get available to us a model menu choice. If we select the model menu choice, there's a submenu called Perspectives. Then we'll go to Create and Manage. Here we have a button to create a new perspective. We'll click that button and rename this one Reseller. Now you will see the different tables from the tabs available in our tabular model. For reseller customers, there is no relationship, so we will not check it. But for date, we will have an order date, as well as employees. There will not be any internet sales, but we do have the product dimension. If you recall, the hierarchy in product for category, subcategory, and product is available in that dimension, so we do not need category or subcategory. The reseller is like the customer for internet sales, and then of course our measures as well as our degenerate dimension is in the reseller table. And in both fact tables, sales territory is available. But if you notice, all the fields are hidden from the client tools, so there's no reason to select that. Now, if we drill down into the products dimension, we can actually select which ones we need and don't need. The asterisk shows the ones that are not available, so they won't even be displayed even if we had them selected. But say we didn't want days to manufacture or dealer price, or even the English description or the French description. We could take those off and uncollapse the product and go to date. And we could do the same thing here. We can uncheck things that we don't want displayed to our end users. Once we finish this, we'll click the OK button. Now, in order to see the effects of our perspective, we'll go to the Model menu choice and Analyze in Excel. We can test this newly created perspective as well as being logged in from a different user or a different role, or on the bottom we can select the reseller perspective. Once we click OK, Excel will open up with a pivot table with a list of the available fields. And if you notice, we have date and reseller as measures, the date dimension employee, we do not see customer, we see product but not category or subcategory, and reseller, and then reseller sales. You can see that a perspective helps with the display to our end users. Let's minimize Excel, go back to our model and perspectives, and create and manage. We can create another one called Internet. In here we will select customer, date, but not employee, internet sales and product, but not category and subcategory. There is no reseller dimension related to internet sales, nor do we want to see reseller sales. And because sales territory is not displayed to the end user, we will not select it, but we will pick the ship date, which is one of our role-playing dimensions in the internet sales. As we click OK, we now have two different perspectives created in this model. We'll save our work, and if you go back to the model menu choice under perspectives, you actually have a select where you can actually use that perspective while designing or developing a tabular model. The last feature that we'll look at in the advanced part of the tabular model is roles. No cube or tabular model is complete without some level of security. The security actually enhances the enterprise to use your application. Roles can be used for enterprise requirements to lock down a database as well as the data. Roles uses an Active Directory account or a Windows user account on that server from that instance. There is no SQL login for analysis services databases. DAX can be used for role-level security to filter data. It works like a where clause. You can test the roles by analyzing in Excel and selecting the created role as part of the connection string to the database. Roles have permissions, and there are 3 levels. Read controls the viewing of data and can be used with row-level security. Process data can give a service account the ability to process the model once new data is available. And the administration is the system-level security needed to design, process, and preview data as well as set up security. You'll notice in this view in the window for Role Manager, we have 3 different roles created, one for users, admins, and analysts, and each have a different range of permissions. The read permission is used in conjunction with row-level security. Row-level filters data like geography or sales territories. It is a requirement that at least one read-level role is created for a client tool to access the analysis services database, and others that are not the administrative account. Once the read role is created, you can add row-level permissions to the data. In this example, the sales territory table or dimension is used to limit the data to just the North American group of the sales territory hierarchy. Once displayed in Excel using this role, you can see that the groups outside of North America are no longer available. This security is used on all levels of sales fact data, not just internet sales. Let's look at a demonstration on using roles for security in our Analysis Services tabular model. First, we'll launch SQL Server Data Tools. Once that application is up, we'll open a previously created solution. In our case, it's our Tabular AdventureWorks DW14 solution. Once it's open, we'll get a new menu choice called Model. We'll go to Model and we'll go to Roles. Here, there are none created so far for our tabular model. We'll click New and we could call this one Admin. Here, on the permissions, we could say he's an administrator. In this role, then you go to the Members tab below and you can add individual users based on their Active Directory account. We'll create another one and we'll call it North America. And this is just read permission for particular data. If we go to our row filters and go to the sales territory, we could tell it that this is only going to equal sales territory group that equals North America. I'll take the equal sign off the beginning, and that is our DAX statement to limit row level security. We'll click OK, and that'll save those 2 roles. Once that's done, we'll go to Model and Analyze in Excel, and we're going to use one of the roles. Analysis Services provides a very fluid ability to test when creating security. We'll check our North American role and click OK, and then click OK again to launch Excel. Once Excel's up, we'll go ahead and display Internet Sales and scroll down to the sales territory dimension. Once we're there and we drag that out to rows, we see that the only group is North America. Even if we look at the filtering, it does not show us the other continents that are part of that group. So here you can see a great example of a role being used just to show North America data. This is great for different salespeople, their territories, as well as their managers, so they only see the sales within their sales territory.